here. I just now with this is a new room for me. I don't know where they are, but I need to hear a nice clear voice. So if you can identify yourself for me.
My name is Jennifer Pan.
November 8th, 2010, 10:20 p.m.
3 men break into the Pan household.
They trashed the house, looting drawers.
Theft was not the 3 men's motives, though.
Bick, Pan, and Han Pan immigrated from Vietnam as political refugees to Toronto, Canada. They got married in Toronto and had 2 children, one of them being Jennifer Pan. Her parents are what most classify as tiger parents. They made her take piano lessons and figure skating at 4 years old, training most days a week. Her parents never let her date or go to high school dances, wanting her to be completely academically committed. Despite this, she did terribly in school, forging report cards and even her high school diploma.
Did you have the qualifications? Okay. And how did you try to prove to them that you did have the qualifications?
I bought online, I got a friend of mine to buy online a fake diploma.
Her lying to her parents continued, claiming that she was attending university and was winning scholarships, even though Ryerson University had turned her down after failing calculus. She also had a boyfriend, Daniel Wong, who was a drug dealer who worked at Boston Pizza. She continued to lie about going to university until her parents found out that her dorm mate didn't exist. They told her it was either them or Daniel.
I chose what I chose, but in the end I chose my family.
She moved out of Daniel's place and back with her parents. Bick and Han Pan were very hard workers and were very smart with their money. They were well off and stable. On the other hand, Jennifer was not. She was madly in love with Daniel.
Person who gets fills an empty void.
Wanted to get her parents' money so they could have a life together. Jennifer whipped up a plan with Daniel. They would hire hitmen to come and kill her parents so she would inherit the money. About $500,000. On November 8th, 2010, Jennifer flicked the lights in her room as a signal and the hit went down.
And then I heard 2 pops.
The driver is Eric Carty. David Mulvaganen and 2 unidentified men carry out the break-in. One of the identified men shoots Bick Pan in the neck and head, fatally killing her. He then shoots Han Pan in the shoulder and face, wounding him. The men then go upstairs and tie Jennifer up to the guardrail. 2 of the men escape at 10:30, the last one escaping at 10:32. Jennifer calls the cops. Han Pan was in a coma at Markham Stokefield Hospital after stumbling to the neighbor's house. Jennifer was brought in for questioning at Markham Police Station. After 3 interrogations.
So today's the 9th of November, 2010. It's now on my watch 244. The resentment that you had, that you may have had towards your parents for the interference in your relationship and your life, and essentially locking you down in your house.
Spent your whole life trying to live up
At
to
the end of the day, I
expectations that
love
you
my
can't
parents and
make.
I chose to be with them.
You stressed the hell out of you. You're a 24-year-old woman being treated like a 15-year-old.
And if I
You've never done anything
wanted
that
to, I could have
terrible
just
in your
left,
life,
but I didn't.
you're
I wanted to stay with them and take care of them.
supposed to keep the whole family in.
The police cracked the case, shockingly discovering the true murderer behind all this.
I'm going to be arresting you for murder. Okay? Also attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
The case involved 5 accused individuals: Jennifer Pan, her boyfriend Daniel Wong, the man who helped organize the hit and was the getaway driver Eric Carty, the man who also took part in the organization of the hit Leonard Crawford, and the man who assisted the other 2 unknown killers, David Mavaganon. Jennifer Pan and her other associates began their trial on March 19, 2014, and Jennifer undertook heavy fire. Her lack of actual emotion,
You lied? You lied to us?
the irregular aspects of the robbery, and the fact that her father's story did not line up with hers, threw Jennifer straight into boiling water.
On December 13, 2014, Jennifer Pan, Daniel Wong, David Mavaganon, and Leonard Crawford were all charged with first-degree murder, receiving life sentences with no chances of parole for 25 years. Eric Carty was given his sentence in December of 2015, due to his lawyer falling ill, making his case a mistrial. Carty was sentenced to 18 years, pleading guilty to conspiracy. He was eligible for parole after 9 years.
As far as we know, they were charged with 3 things: homicide, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. But surfing the Criminal Code of Canada gives us a deeper dive into what all these individuals do. Or what they did, is what I meant.
Jennifer, David, Daniel, and Leonard all violated this section, Section 222, subsection 1.
A person who commits homicide when, directly or indirectly, by any means, he causes the death of a human being. But, more specifically to our situation, subsection 4 of culpable homicide. Culpable homicide is the murder, manslaughter, or infanticide.
Section 239, subsection 1 states, every person who attempts to by any means to commit murder is guilty of an indictable offense and liable.
You're so funny. For all the individuals with the exception of Eric Carty, they all received life sentences for their violations on the homicide and attempted murder sections of the Criminal Code. Oh, a staircase.
With the exception of David Mavaganon, they all breach Section 468, subsection A1, which states... How much? I don't know how to leave.
Oh, I was just taking a piss. Now that you're here, along with the homicide of her mother, the attempted murder of her father, and the conspiracy, she also broke Section 137, fabricating evidence. Now let me get back to my piss.
This section states, everyone who with intent to mislead, fabricate anything with intent that it shall be used as evidence in a judicial process, existing or proposed by any means other than pre-jury or indictment to pre-jury, is guilty on any indictment offense and liable to imprisonment on terms not existing 14 years.
With Daniel, we already covered the big charges: homicide, conspiracy, and attempted murder. So, let's move on to Eric Carty. Eric got off easier. But not that much easier, but easier. He only violated conspiracy, but he also violated Section 21, subsection 1 and 2. This section covers aiding and abetting, because Eric, well, he was the getaway driver for the whole plan. That's why this section applies to him.
On the other hand, David had it rough. He violated Section 334, subsection 1.
Section 334, except where otherwise provided by law, everyone who commits theft if the value is what's stolen not more than $5,000 is guilty of an indictable offense and is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or of an offense punishable on summary conviction.
He also violated subsection 85, subsection 1, which states...
Subsection 85 or 1 or whatever, every person commits an offense who uses a firearm, whether or not the person causes to mean or to cause bodily harm to any person as a result of using the firearm. As a true patriotic Canadian, the only thing that I'm concerned about is the values that my country stands on. That being Canada, my country.
So, how does Jennifer's case affect Canadian values and how will they change? Let's take a look!
Respect and peace are common values shared among most countries, and especially in Canada. It's easy to be upset with your parents, especially if they don't treat you with respect. Jennifer had strict parents. They were hard on her and gave her a stressful life. However, she disregards her parents' hard climb to gain solid ground in Canada. But then again, she had a right to be upset. Being a parent is not just a title, it's a ship you must steer. Respect is not something you can just expect from your child, but something you must teach them and earn. Only having the title of parent should not let you gain ultimate respect, but rather how you help your child grow. Big Pan and Hand Pan provided a roof to sleep under and food to eat. But they treated Jennifer like a prisoner, controlling where she goes and what she does. Tiger parenting is borderline abuse, and this case sparked reactions from the public. This knowledge of Jennifer's upbringing helps us understand why Jennifer did what she did, but to resort to extreme measures is truly an act of character. Many face tricky households. Relationships with parents or guardians can be difficult. Those who face these challenges often resort to distance or words. To resort to violence in any case is a breach of peace. Therefore, we cannot forgive Jennifer for her actions, no matter how they treated her. The excuses for breaking the value of peace are very minuscule, but in some cases they can be acceptable. If you are in constant imprisonment from an abuser, such as the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who had her boyfriend stab her mother to death after her mother drugged and abused her for roughly 20 years. With this context, the idea of peace is not all black and white. Hire a hitman, conspiracy, should never be reformed. Conspiracy was added to the criminal code in 1985. The first thing mentioned being that for one to order homicide still holds them responsible for the homicide. To claim that it is not murder basically states that shooting the messenger solves your problems. Just because you don't pull the trigger doesn't mean the blood isn't on your hands.
In this case, though, you made mistakes. Okay? What's not true it was never for you. Okay? There's no question of it. You went to this person and you asked them to do a job. And the job was for your parents. You asked them to do this job on your parents. Okay? That's super simple. Okay? Nobody's going to come there and get the wrong people. You made a specific request. And the job was for your mom and dad. Okay? Nobody's going to come in there and do the wrong job. Okay? Nobody's going to do that. The only thing You saying you give her those stuff to do.
That you made towards your parents for the interference in your relationship and your life and essentially locking you down in your house.
At the end of the day, I love my parents and I chose to be with them. And if I wanted to, I could have just left, but I didn't. I stayed with them and take care of them.
Action.
Last piece of her Jennifer's glasses.